Hello. So this is part 2 of my little work in progress real-time watercoloring thing. So if you didn't watch last time, I just went over how I did the skin and the hair. So now I'm going to try and work on her hair. Dum-da-dum. And I'm just saying, this series is going to be very informal and just kind of fun. It's kind of like a live stream, to be honest with you. So I didn't show this last time, but here, this is the color I was using for her hair. So now I'm just going to add some darker tones in there, and, maybe I want some black. And that's a little too much black. Oh, well. Life's difficult. Okay, so I'm just mixing some colors here, nothing special. So, I know you guys asked for a tutorial, but as I said in the last video, it's very difficult for me to describe what I'm doing, so I'd rather just show you what I'm doing and kind of be really chill about it as I do it, so yeah. Ugh, nope, that's a disgusting color. That is not what I want. That is definitely not what I want. So I'm just gonna get some more brown to kind of cancel out that nasty, gross black color I added in there. Yeah, typically you're not supposed to use black to darken things, apparently, but that's just how I do it, and I really don't care. I'm not a professional by any means, so I just do what I think works for me and looks best. Okay, that's a little better. So I think that's a little bit too deep to be shading, for a shading color, because this is going to be the middle tone. So I'm just going to wash off my brush first and just smooth this part out. And it kind of stained the paper, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to add more water to the color mixture. And hopefully all will be well. So I'm just going to dab the excess off. Still too much water. So every time you guys make a mistake, or a so-called mistake, you can just make it into something that was intentional. And here I made that mistake, but now I'm going to make it intentional by making it where the darker areas are at the top. So as you go through your shading colors or your shadows, you will want to add less and less of the new colors, so as to not make the base color disappear. And even though watercolor is transparent, your colors will disappear if you don't limit the amount of space that your shadows have. So just add more shadows, nothing special. And you might notice that when I talk, I sometimes say dat or dis or whatever, and that's just because I'm being annoying. I kind of like to say, kind of in a joking way, like how everyone else says it, like, oh, I like dem, whatever. But I can tell that it's a little bit annoying, so I should probably stop. I'm pretty sure you guys didn't even notice at all. So here I am turning just to make it easier for myself. And it's a little bit too close to the original, so I'm just going to add a little bit more darkness to it. Just so that you notice it a little bit better. Like over here, you can barely tell that I shaded at all, so. Oh great, now it's going back to being really bright, so I'm going to wipe some of that off. And add some more shading. And you kind of want to be fluid with it. Don't be so fixed about it. And what I mean by fixed is where you kind of really drag it out to make sure that you get what you want. No, just go with the flow. Kind of like my hair tutorial that I made a while ago. You don't really want to try, you just want to relax and let your hand do the coloring for you. So I'm guessing now that the color is probably coming from the above, but from this side above, because here, for both of them, their hair is darker on this side than the other side. And, you know, stuff like this happens in my art. I don't always plan everything, but in the end it turns out looking okay anyways, so I just let it do whatever it does. I just let whatever my brain or my hand tells me to. That I might not even be aware of whatever it's telling me, but, you know. Okay, so now I'm just adding more shadows here. And I think I'm going to let it dry first. And maybe I'll go back to him and add some deeper ones. So instead of making another color, I'm just going to use the same one I used last time to shade. It's transparent, like the watercolor, as I have said before, so you don't even have to make new mixtures. Although, something I notice is that you don't want to make it too prominent or too shaded, or it's just going to look kind of weird and look kind of like you tried too hard. Like, I have to admit that Urza drawing I made a while ago, or not a while ago, like the other week, 2 weeks ago, it kind of looked like I tried a little too hard on the hair, so yeah, that's why I'm trying not to add too many shadows. So, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's fine. So, you know what? I have to go shade his skin, so I'm gonna go do that. And I haven't even shaded her skin, but it almost looks like I did, even though that was just the first layer. So I'm gonna go back into the original color I used for the base and just go over. That's what I do for the shading. I don't mix anything special. I just use the same color, but with less water. Like the same base color, but with water, so that it just looks not natural, but it just looks put together and just nicer. Well, so that's all I'm doing. It's kind of like with Copics, coloring with Copics. Paint right there. Now onto the hands. Dum da dum. Okay. So now my brush is running out of water, so I'm gonna go back, blend this out a little bit more. You kind of want to be aware of where your shadows are going to be, otherwise it's going to look a little bit, I don't know, what's the word, a little bit messy or just not put together. So if your light source is coming from where mine is, where it's coming from above but to the right a little bit, then you will want to make all your shadows over here, or like if your hair is right there, right, directly blocking light from hitting that portion, you want to shade right there, which I actually didn't even do, so I should probably go do that. Okay, that seems swell. So now I notice that his hand down here is a little bit too vibrant in the middle finger, so I'm going to make the others look the same. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same over here. And that's pretty much it for the skin. I don't really like to add too many layers, but if you want to, you can to add more depth. But I'm content with this, just this. Or actually, that ear is bothering me. There's just not enough depth to that ear. Okay, that's a little better. That's much better, actually. And maybe add a little bit more over here. And, there's a hair! Gosh. Okay. I kind of want the darkest shadows to be here, under his hair. And maybe a little over here. See, I always go back and I just add more if I feel like something's missing. So, he's shaded. Now I'm going to shade her. And for her, since she's much lighter, I'm adding more water to the original. And yeah, she's a little too orange for my liking. So I'm just going to absorb that and make her skin a little bit more peachy. Okay, that's better. So now I'm just going to blend this part out some more. So I'm going to get some clean water. And I'm going to add some over here. So this part isn't blended out enough for me, so I'm just going to take some water and blend that part out. Okay, that's a little better. So I'm going to go back into the skin and add some color here. Add some color there, grab some more water. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for her skin. Maybe add some here. So I realized I never colored his eyes. So now, I don't even know what color I want to color his eyes. Maybe I'll make it like a gold color. Make him look really weird. Yeah, I'm going to give him a gold color. He's going to be like the weirdest guy you've ever seen. That's my goal. Okay, maybe it's not my goal, but I think he'll look kind of snazzy. Kind of cool. I'm just going to wipe some of this. He was already shaded with pencil anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to continue this in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm back, and let's continue. So I'm just going to add some more shadows here. I just mixed a little bit of a darker color, so now I'm just applying it. And yeah, nothing real special about this part. I'm just applying shadows and all that good stuff. Long process, but it's worth it in the end. So you can honestly paint guy hair any way you want, any way that's easiest for you. This way, I don't know why I just do it automatically this way. And I guess it's just easier for me to do it this way, but I kind of like it another way. I don't know how to describe it. I want to like add more strands, but since I'm not using my really tiny brush, I can't really do that. So I'm just emphasizing what I can. And I guess I'll just go get my little mini brush later, so I can add more details to this. Okay, so I'm guessing, even though my brush doesn't have a lot of water loaded on it, the water from the color that I mixed is kind of substituting for the water that my brush is lacking. So that's kind of nice. A little too much, so I'm going to scrape that off. So, yeah, I think there's a little too much water there. Whatever. It's supposed to be darker over here anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. Let's see here. Okay. That seems pretty good. Let's see. I kind of want some more color in his hair, so maybe I'll add a little yellow. Or something of the like. Like, I know in the other video I said that I would probably shade his hair with black, but now I actually am digging the green a little bit, so I think I might just keep it green, fully green, just with like a dark green shadow. Like what I'm doing here. Oh, by the way, if you guys follow me on Tumblr, I deeply apologize for all of my reblogging of Tokyo Ghoul stuff. Before I used to post more Bleach stuff, Bleach related stuff, but now I'm kind of like totally in a Tokyo Ghoul phase. And I have a feeling I might not be slipping out of it anytime soon, so a lot of my posts are about Tokyo Ghoul. I'm actually kind of working on a Tokyo Ghoul fan art, but it's for a fanfic, or not really a fanfic, kind of like an AU ficlet on Tumblr that someone's writing, and I freaking love it, so I'm planning on posting some actual art on my Tumblr for once. Like, I did post some Ichiruki art for Ichiruki week, I think during the summer last year, but other than that, I kind of stopped posting any type of art on Tumblr, mostly because Tumblr's not really a great place for art. It's great if you have a fandom that you love, but it's not really the best if you're trying to promote your art. Okay, I guess the hair is the way I want it to be. A little dull though, so I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'll go in with a darker color. Dum-da-dum. So, some people in the last video told me that they would like to see live streams of this. So I'm not really too familiar with how live streams work. Like, I've been to some. I love how I'm like talking about it as if it's an actual like place I can go, or like an event. But I've been to a couple of live streams and I've watched them, and it's pretty cool. Like, I wouldn't actually have a live stream for like 4 hours though, like other people. The ones I've been to have been for like really long periods of time, like 8 hours. I haven't stayed for that long, maybe like 30 minutes or an hour, because I'm not really, I don't know, I don't have that much patience, and I don't actually work on my art as much as people probably think I do. Like, I'll work on commissions, but I don't usually record my working on commissions, just cause. I guess I could if it's like for a live stream or something, but I don't designate a large amount of time to my art always. Like, I do it in segments, I don't do it like in one sitting, because there's just so long, only so much I can take of just art. Like, I love art and everything, but I have other stuff I want to do too, so yeah, that's pretty much my whole, I don't know, view or whatever of it. I have no clue. I'm like half asleep here. And you guys have probably noticed that, like, every time I make a video, I always talk about how, like, I'm tired and whatnot. Like, I'm just always tired, constantly. Like, I actually posted on Instagram this one picture of a doodle I made during a clinical, and I was writing, "Sleep is life." And yes, sleep is life. And I'm not saying, like, in a way that is kind of, like, emotional or some type of other meaning. I'm just saying that as in, like, I want to sleep. Sleep is love. Sleep is life. That type of stuff, you know? Okay, so I think that's enough for the guys' hair, so I'll get to the girls' hair. Hers is rather boring at the moment, so I think I'll shade it with, I don't know. Let me think. Maybe, I kind of wanted it orangish, so maybe I'll shade her hair with some orange, red, brown or something. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that. Sorry you guys can't really see because I don't feel like bringing my palette into view. But I'm thinking about a very orangey type of shading. Maybe I'll add some red or like some terracotta in there just for kicks. So just currently mixing. Okay, I think that looks good enough, but it's not dark enough, so I'm just going to add a little Payne's Gray, which is also a very, very nice color. Or shade. Ah, crap, I added too much. Okay. And now I gotta add some more orange in there. But Payne's Gray is a very nice color for making shades and tints and hues and all that stuff. You know, honestly, what I just said there, tints and hues, that's actually not what I'm actually talking about. Like, I have no clue what I'm talking about right now. I am so sorry. Just ignore me. I'm just being weird. Okay, so my brush has too much water on it, so I can't get very nice precision. So, let's try it again. Like, girl hair, you have to be a lot more, I don't know what's the word. You have to be a lot more smooth with it, if that makes sense. You know, since her hair is so wavy and this brush just isn't working out for me, I'm gonna go grab one of my other brushes. Okay, so I'm grabbing this one, which is the Cotman number 2. And hopefully this will serve me better for this purpose. And yes, it already does. Just because it's smaller. Dum-da-dum. Okay, so... if you guys watched my last speed paint of Urza, you'll know that I did something like this where I used like a purple. And, you know, to make your art look just a little snazzier, add some colors that you normally wouldn't see. So, like colors, you want cool colors to be with cool colors and warm colors to be with warm colors. And the great thing about purple is that it works with everything, but since it's warm and cool. However, purple does not work with like very warm colors like yellow and orange because of the whole color wheel spiel, so just keep that in mind. So another thing I like to do with watercolor is, like with Copic, since once you put the ink on the paper, you can't move it again, you can like do overlaying effects. If you're familiar with digital art, you can overlay color where it's kind of like transparent, like the color is transparent, so the color underneath pops out and it kind of creates a new color, if that makes any sense to you at all. Probably not, unless you do know about digital art and all of its little tricks and whatnot. This is actually being so annoying. Wait, being so annoying? This is actually being so annoying. What am I talking about? Like, whenever I'm working, I can't talk for too long or I just totally lose it. I don't remember what I'm talking about. I just go on and on and on about whatever. And that's what I'm doing right now. I just have no clue what I'm actually talking about. I'm just rambling on. So, I could put music in the back, but since this video, or these types of videos, are going to be really long, I kind of don't want to, because I'd probably get some kind of copyright crap sent to my channel, or some kind of strike. Because I don't really want to talk for all of it, but if I don't, then YouTube is going to recognize copyrighted music, and yeah. And I don't really think you guys want to be listening to like classical music for 30 minutes or something. So you'd rather hear me talk about what? I don't know. But if I got to, then this is what I'm going to do. Like, I like listening to music while I work. It's calming, and music is great. I love music. If you don't love music, then I'll ask you what is wrong with you. Because even if you're like the most pessimistic person in the world, you will always love music. Like, everyone loves music. And especially like if you're an artistic person, music can be a great inspiration. So this brush, the tip of the brush isn't as pointy as the other one, so I'm not getting as nice of tapered, I guess, strokes as I would like. Which is kind of a problem, but not really. It's just more annoying than it is. Wait, what was I saying? I completely forgot. Oh my gosh. What was I saying? Just forget what I was saying. I don't even ponder on it. I'm just so out of it. Like, whenever I color and I'm talking, I get put in a trance, and I just don't really compute. Like, what I'm saying doesn't compute in my brain, so it just comes out, and then that's it. I don't know what I was talking about and why I said it, but yep, that's just how it is. Okay. So I think I got most of it shaded. It's not shaded as I would like. I think I might go ahead and try and dab some of the color away, because I'm not quite liking it over here. Okay, that's a little better. So I'm just dabbing away the color that I don't want. Okay, that lightened it up a good deal, so I'm going to let that dry and then put in some more shadows there. Because I want contrast. I don't really want everything to blend together that nicely, so that's it for the hair. I guess I'll go on to clothes. So since you don't really see too much of him, I'm going to color him first. So let me see. I guess I'll make his little dress vest thing. I guess I'll make it black, or maybe a dark black, green, I don't know. let's see where life takes me. So I'm going to use a Payne's Gray for this because I don't want it too dark. I just want a general gist of what I'm doing. So I'm going to try really hard not to paint her hand. So here I'm just applying some Payne's Gray. And since this is a sketch, I don't have to be exact about it, which is one of the great things. So Payne's Gray, if you don't know, is not quite black. It's like lighter than black, but it's rather cool. And it's a great color to use for mixing things. So I think I have too much water pooled on there, so I'm just going to take some of that excess. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see the graininess, but this is the paper in action. If you don't remember what paper this is the Console Mixed Media extra large paper, even though it's not extra large. I just don't understand what it means by extra large, but it's the Console paper, and you can probably tell that, like, the graininess here, that this paper is just really grainy. And in the other video I pointed out how you could, like, the fibers were coming off of the paper because it was getting a little too wet, and that's something that's really annoying. Okay, so I'm trying to get rid of some of that, so I'm going to use my smaller brush. So I'm going to try and get in there and then dab. Grab a little more color. And yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm just scraping at it. Looks a little bulgy right here. I don't really like that. I don't think I can get rid of it though, because Payne's Gray is a little, it has a lot of staining properties because it's a darker pigment too. So let me just try it. It's okay. Okay, so now I'm actually going to take some of the color from his hair and put it in here. See, this is the great thing about reusing color. And it's not showing up too well, and it's just moving it, so I'm going to go grab some of this lime green. So I'm just going to dab it in, because we want some nice color here. Duh. Okay. You probably can't tell, but this is a very bright, like the camera's making it seem darker. Like all of this looks a lot darker on camera, but if you actually look at it in real life, it's very bright. I'll probably post a work in progress later. Okay, so I have that side. Can't really see the other side, but we can attempt. So I'm going to grab some Payne's Gray, and I'm going to very carefully try and paint in there. So, damn it. Okay, hold on. No. No. Grab some more water, really scrub at it, and then dab. It's still kind of there. Let me get more water. Let it soak right here for a little, and then I'll dab at it later. And this is another problem that you encounter as a watercolorist, that you get crap like that happening. So let me dab at it now. Okay, you can barely notice it, but it's still there, and it kind of bothers me, but whatever. Just get over it. Okay, so now I'm just painting this side of the vest. I wonder what vest is in French, because I know une veste is, excuse my really bad French, but une veste is a jacket, if I recall. It's been a while since I've taken French or spoken French, So I really wouldn't know. But I do know, like, simple stuff. Like, Nkaye is, like, a notebook. And un stilo is a pen. And, you know, it's basic stuff like that. I actually kind of forgot my directions, which is kind of bad, because if I ever go to, like, Canada, because I go to Canada once in a while, and I go to Quebec, and I have cousins there, and they speak to me in French, and my French is just really, really mediocre. So I just remember the basics, and let's say if I wanted to ask, oh, where is this? Since I don't remember directions all that well, like how to say behind here, over there, I kind of forgot all about that. About having to say that in French and how to recognize it in French. Well, I could probably, like, reason it out if someone were to say it to me, but since I have a hard time listening to native French speakers talk very fast, it's kind of hard. And I love how, like, while I'm doing this, I'm just blabbering on about other crap that probably doesn't even matter. But now the vest is actually a lot more vibrant than everything else, so now I'm going to try and make everything else more vibrant. So I think he's pretty dry by now. So I'm going to use my bigger brush and try and do some overlaying. So I'm going to grab some of this color that I've been using. I've been using kind of a lime green color. I'm just going to brush it over here. And this is what I mean by overlaying. Just adding some stuff on top because I can. Nothing special. Over here it has some more yellow, so maybe I'll add some yellow there too, just for kicks. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Get some more yellow. You know, yellow is a great color to overlay on top of things. Great color. It just makes everything look brighter and nicer, so I'm just using some of that yellow here. And I guess I'll just take it out towards that side a little bit. So, a thing to be cautious about is that when you're overlaying, make sure that everything is dry. If you don't, then it's going to pretty much wear away your previous progress. So you can't really, you know, on camera it looks very olive, but no, it's more of a lime green. I'm going to get more of that actual lime green though. And just stick it here. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. I'm liking that. Ooh, that's a little too bright. Okay, nope. Gotta get more water. Because if I leave it on here for too long, it's going to start staining, so dab. I'm just going to use a little more water to spread that around, because we don't want too much of that. So this is a perfect example of the types of mistakes that I make. I am not flawless by any means, and I somehow find a way to kind of deal with that problem. So hopefully that looks a little better. So it's going from like warmer to cooler over here. Well, that was not really that much of a challenge, but it's pretty annoying. So let me grab a little more yellow and put it here. Did that balance it out a little? Yeah, I think so. Okay. I'll just get a little lime green to put on this side. Yeah, so I'm overlaying, and I guess I'm going to have to take some of the darker color and put it over top, because some of that has disappeared, as you can see here, from the overlaying. This part doesn't have enough yellow, so I'm going to grab some yellow. I have a feeling this is going to be too bright. Yep, too bright. Okay. Guess I'll put it other places too. So when you have excess, it's perfectly fine to go put it somewhere else. Somewhere else where it's needed. That looks about fine. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so while that dries, I'm gonna go fuss with the girl. And hold on a minute, right here. The pigments aren't looking too great, so I'm just gonna try and smooth all that out. Blah. Okay, so on to the girl. I don't know. She's lacking something, so I think I'm gonna try and add something to her. So I think no, I think I'm gonna add some orange. Or no, I'm gonna add some yellow. Yellowy orange. No, it's too similar, so I'm gonna go add that same yellow that I used for the guy over on this side. How does that look? Yeah, that looks a little better. I think I'll put orange on this side and yellow on that side. So I'm going to add some right here, right here. I didn't get enough yellow that time. Okay. Now it needs more yellow. That looks about good. So I guess I'll put some here too, because you can't forget the other spots. I want it a very fluorescent yellow, so I'm going to add some more, because over here it's too muted for my liking. I'm trying to achieve like a really stark and noticeable highlight, so I don't want it to look too highlighter-ish though, so I'm going to try and be careful. Should I make this into a speed paint afterwards so you guys can see all of this coloring sped up? Or would that just be boring to have this and then have a speed paint? What do you guys think? For all of you who are still watching, me blabber on and color and all that other good stuff. Okay, so there's a lot of... Oh, crap. Okay, hold on. Hold on a minute. I just, like, flipped my palette up onto the floor. Good thing there's nothing wet on there, otherwise I would have been, like, doomed. And it would have gotten on the carpet, and that's not fun, because even though it's watercolor, some pigments don't come off as easily. So, anyways, now I'm going to go grab some actual orange, but this might be a little too much. No, this is okay. Yeah, I like this. Sorry, my throat is a little meh. I didn't drink any water yet, so it's a little scratchy. Okay, so I'm just adding orange here. Yeah, there's not enough highlights over here, so it's probably going to cover all of that up. I don't really want it to, but I kind of have no choice because there's not enough room. So, okay, sorry, my throat is getting really scratchy. And scratchiness is not cool. Okay. So I'm going to grab some more orange. Okay. Her hair is not as fun and dandy as his, so I'm going to have to add some very deep shadows to this one. So I'm going to get some Payne's Gray. No, that's not enough Payne's Gray. Okay, that's a little better. So let me try and You know, I think it's a little too dark, so I'm gonna grab some water and mix that in to dilute it a little bit. Now let's try it. Nope, too much water. And it's not dark enough. So I'm just going to clean off all the excess color that I don't need. Grab some black. And I think we're better now. So let's try it. Ah, too much water. Ugh. That's one of the things I hate about, you know, actually I don't hate anything about watercolor, but that's just one of the aggravating things, is that sometimes you just have too much water and then you can't get anything done because there's too much water. And sometimes it's hard to get the right amount. Sometimes you have too much, sometimes you have too little. Yeah, everything's just so difficult. So, you know, this part's still wet, so actually I'm going to try and work here. Okay, I'm just emphasizing some of the shadows I made earlier. Okay. Can't forget the roots, because that's where the roots are. Or, no, not that's where the roots are, like that's where it's darkest. So now I'm just going to go underneath, add some more color there. Okay. That's looking a little better. Maybe I'll take a Copic, a very bright fluorescent yellow Copic, and go over some of these parts. Like, I don't always use Copics on top. I rarely do, but for, like, commissions and stuff, I do, because I want some extra depth and detail. Okay, my brush needs more water. Okay. I think that's better. Don't think the other side is dry yet. Yeah, so this is how long it takes me. I didn't even get to any of the clothes, and this video is already like 40 minutes. That just shows how long it takes to get stuff done the way you want it to be done. Because honestly, if I wanted to, I could just leave this the way it is and it'd look like crap. Or I wouldn't go into detail as much as I do, and it would take not as long, but nope, I want all these details and stuff, so I have to sacrifice my sanity and my time. So I think after I finish this hair, I'm going to call it quits for today, and, you know, restart in the next part. So this is part 2 of this little series, and I think I'll make real-time work in progress things for other mediums too, not just watercolor. This is just for me to get videos up and you guys to get videos that I guess you want to watch. I don't know. It kind of amazes me how people enjoy watching my videos. Like, I can't stand to listen to my own voice for that long. So, I don't know. So, I think it's dry now, so I'm just adding a little more here and there. Yeah, nothing too special here with the hair. Actually, I think in the next part I'll officially finish the hair because I'm nowhere near done with how I want the hair to be. So yeah, that just kind of proves how much of a long process this really is. Okay. Nah, want more depth. It's a long, long process. Very long. insanely long even. Okay, so that side has a lot of shadows now, so I'm just going to quickly go over parts of this side. Oh, this part's a little too dark, so I'm going to try and make that into a point. Nope, didn't work, but whatever. So I need to get this part fully dry on before I can actually continue. And there's a little too much unnatural highlights over there, so I'm going to try and even that out by adding some more shadows, well, light shadows. Okay. I think I might go over with a darker pencil later just to really emphasize where the lines are. Because my goal here is not to just make the shadows and highlights and stuff look good. I'm just, wait, seriously, I don't even know, what was I talking about before? Like, I just said something about shadows and whatnot, but was that even the answer to the question I asked myself, or, oh my gosh, I don't know anymore. I'm in a trance right now, and I really want to go take a nap, even though it's only like a little past noon where I am, so there's that portion. Nothing interesting happened this video, to be honest. I'm sorry. Most of it was just hair, but I'll just do a little close-up here. Hopefully it will focus. Yep, that's how the hair came out for him, and that's how the hair came out for her, and hopefully next time I can make it look the way I want it to. So that's it for this part, and hope you enjoyed it. Bye!